Welcome back to episode 4 of 2026. Patrick and I are here.
What up?
What up, what up?
Salud.
And salud. We always film on Thursdays, so this is kind of like something I look forward to in the evenings now, but cheers.
We missed a week because, well, we didn't necessarily miss a week. We just had a little mishap. We didn't quite come out the way we wanted to last week.
But we're going to redeem ourselves, so we're doing a back-to-back episode.
Back-to-back episodes.
We're going to talk about that a little bit in that podcast, so more to come on that.
Yeah.
But what have you been up to this week? How's it going?
Oh, man, it's been busy, dude. The market's picking up. I think spring season's already on us. I mean, weather's getting nice out here, but people are getting serious about the home search, man. I got a lot of buyers coming off the fence all of a sudden, and my pipeline's filling up, so I think you're going to start to see the same thing on your side.
I hope so too, and actually we might, potentially be working on a few. So I'm excited to, work together, walk the walk, and also do the talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I for sure think both of those clients that we're working on, they're a slam dunk. So we just got to get them off the fence a little bit. But I think we're ready to rock, man. But yeah, the business has been picking up, dude. It's been tough because of what's been going on in the world and what's been going on with the Iran conflict and stuff, and rates up and down. And we can talk about that a little bit later. But it's been kind of a difficult time, and from that standpoint, but. Business is picking up, man. Business is booming. I feel like it's a good time to be in the real estate world right now.
I agree, and I think you alluded to it. There's a lot of uncertainty and like the global impact it's having on our local economy. So we got to just educate our clients, and we'll get to that later. But let's kick it off with some free-flowing topics. So we talked about in one of our podcasts this year, what's happening at the village on 10 Mile at the district. Right?
Yep.
So I have some updates because they released some tenants that are going to be part of the district.
Oh, sweet.
Dude, you're going to maybe, and I want to hear your thoughts, what you think about this. I'm just going to name them off. There's a projected In-N-Out. There's going to be a Lifetime Fitness, which is like a upscale fitness center. Panera Bread, Taco Bell, and like an ice cream place, and more to come. But that's just like to kick off the list.
I mean, the In-N-Out already is going to be lit no matter what. Like, it's going to bring a lot of traffic. The Lifetime Fitness, like, I don't really know much about their gyms, but I know that they're popping. Yeah. There's no retail shops announced yet?
No retail yet, but they have like over 100,000 square feet in phase 1 that they're going to utilize for this stuff.
Really?
Yeah. So, and it's not even 100,000; it's over 120 that I read in the report.
Yeah, Panera I think is already there, right? It's already on location. It's already right there in front before you pull into Shields. Isn't there already a Panera Bread right there?
There isn't.
It's not there.
It's a local like little sub spot.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I think it's called Gandolfo's.
Gandolfo's. You're right.
But I'm just excited because. Wow, we haven't seen a project of this scale heading towards Nampa ever, so this is like big news for everybody.
Yeah, it's crazy because 10 Mile is still considered like Meridian, but it's one exit away from Nampa. Like it's Garrity to 10 Mile, which is 3 minutes on the freeway. It's not like it's far. It's from 10 Mile to Garrity with no traffic is 3 minutes.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's the difference between being in Meridian and being in Nampa. In that 10 Mile side, I feel like it's such a great in-between area where it's booming. But there's still plenty of areas to grow. Like that whole area, if you're on south side of the freeway, it's still almost empty.
100%.
South side of the freeway, like going almost towards Cuna, I guess. There's a little bit of residential over there, but it's empty. It's still farmland over there. You get to north side of the freeway, and that's where all the growth is happening. That's where they've got the Shields, they've got the Fast Eddies down the road. You go further down, and they got the Costco at the corner of 10 Mile and what is it, Chinden down there? Where is the 10 Mile Village going? Is it right in the same Shields parking lot? Is it safe?
So it's across the street. So
it's in the empty area.
It's in that empty street. Right now. That's where they're building the Target.
You get off the freeway on 10 Mile, going towards Boise. You get off on 10 Mile, go to the left, and instead of going to the right towards Shields, you go to the left. It's on the left side.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
And then so you basically have two amazing options. You can go to Shields, or you can go spend your day at the district and just enjoy all the amenities and things like that. It's
crazy. When I was a kid, dude, and this is dating myself, but definitely back in the day when I was a kid. But back in the day, Nampa ended at like where Karcher is. More or less.
Back when it was popping too.
Like the Sugar Beet Factory, definitely right there on Garrity, that was the end of Nampa.
Yeah.
And then Meridian didn't really start until at least the Meridian exit, maybe even closer to Eagle. Back in the day, the Roaring Springs wasn't there, the Boondocks wasn't there. Like there was a wide gap between Nampa and where Meridian or Boise started. Now that is blended so crazy, like it's completely blended now. Now we're only one exit away from each other. Right on top of each other, and we're already building in those empty spaces.
100%.
There's going to be a lot of empty space still between where that 10-mile location is going, this village that we're talking about, and where like the Amazon warehouse is, there's still quite a bit of space in between there. So I'd be interested to see like what that development looks like, because right now I think it's still, I assume it's all farmland.
It's just all dirt right now from what I've seen, and then I've seen reports that could be projected apartment space.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they use.
So projected apartment space in there too?
Could be, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it's going to be phase 1 is like retail, commercial, and then potential apartment like building out that way.
I'm for sure excited about it because in Nampa, there's a decent amount of retail as far as like you get over to the Costco side by Marketplace.
Yeah, that's
so get over to Marketplace where there's a Target and there's an Old Navy and there's an In-N-Out. Excuse me, there's an In-N-Out over outside too. But that's probably the best shopping that you can do in Nampa. This 10-mile location, I'm hoping they get some like good retail stores.
Yeah, that's
kind of like how they do at the village, like where they got the American Eagle and the Abercrombie and just places to shop. You know what I mean?
100%.
Without having to go into Boise and go to the mall or something like that. Like I hope we get some good retail shops in there.
Dude, me too. Imagine the possibilities are endless. So.
Yeah.
But speaking about growth, let's transition to another topic we talked about last time was the village is expanding, and we talked about how they're building 2 new buildings, right? But we found out who is coming in. It's going to be this high-end steakhouse called Capitol Grill. I've never heard of them. Have you?
No, I've never heard anything about it. But where's it going to be? It's going to be in the village parking lot?
It's going to be where... when's the last time you went? I don't know.
It's been recent. I mean, I usually pass by there almost every day.
Yeah, so it's where where they're building new buildings right by In-N-Out and right by American Eagle. It's in that in between section of both of them. That's where that restaurant I think is going to be at, and it's going to be like over 7,000 square feet, so it's going to be a huge spot.
What have they likened it to? Is it like a Ruth's Chris Steakhouse? Is it a local type of steakhouse, or is it a chain restaurant? It's not like a Texas Roadhouse.
No, it's higher level than that, but it's a chain, and I think it's owned by the same group.
No shade to Texas Roadhouse.
Hey,
I love Texas Roadhouse.
Hey, before the comments get on over here, we love Texas Roadhouse, but no, owned by the same group that owns like the Yard House and those types of restaurants.
Okay.
But it's just their higher level.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it, but let us know in the comments what you guys think.
I'm always excited for the new restaurants, bro. Like
we'd have to go.
That's always been my favorite around here.
Me too.
Because food, especially in the Nampa area, lacks a little bit. Like I don't want to offend.
You just have Brick 29.
Yeah. Well, not only we got
like higher end.
Well,
right?
yeah, but we got Güeros and what's the other marisco place?
Well, if you have like Latino-owned places, that's where the spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But as far as like upscale restaurants, you're going to Brick 29, maybe, I guess. I went there actually for the first time. I had never been there. I went there maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
What was your opinion?
It was cool.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I ordered for food. I thought it was mediocre food, if I'm being honest. Like the experience was great. Don't get me wrong. We had gone downtown.
Second level vibes are great.
Yeah, we had gone downtown. We were taking our engagement photos. That was that was the day we went downtown to take our engagement photos. It was cool. We went to like a couple of the cocktail lounges. Went to 112 Syringa. Really cool spots. And so then we went around the corner to go to Brick 29.
Nice.
And it was awesome. The service was great. It was a packed house for sure. We were on the second level. They put us in a window spot so you could kind of oversee Nampa.
It's really cool.
Really cool. Really beautiful. But I thought once it came down to like the actual food that I got, I would give it a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. But I honestly don't even remember what I ordered. So it could have just been like the meal I ordered. Maybe there's something better on the menu. But Brick 29 is a cool spot though, either way.
Yeah, and I would have to piggyback off that. The atmosphere there is super cool.
Absolutely.
I love being up there and just getting a view of Nampa, like that industrial vibe that you get of Nampa.
And it was popping.
And the drinks were good.
Yeah.
I'm a big cocktail fan, beer, whatever.
Salud to that.
Salud to that. And I really enjoyed their cocktails. But no, that's amazing. But since we're both foodies, this is a new spot I got to tell you about. So, have you ever been to Sunrise Cafe? It's kind of like an OG breakfast spot.
Sunrise in Caldwell, Sunrise in Nampa.
You're familiar with it.
Yeah.
So, they had this original location on Fairview in Boise. I don't know. I haven't been out there much.
It's closed, I think, at this point. It doesn't exist anymore.
So, they're out, and there's actually a new spot called Bobby's Cafe that they're going to be... That's a new spot that's opening this spring.
Yeah.
So we might have to check it out because we're kind of showing them some love right now. So I'm excited.
It's in the same spot where the Sunrise used to be?
Yeah, in that same building.
Where the old Shopco was, where like that little corner of Fairview, Milwaukee.
In that area, yeah. Fairview area. And they're moving in, and they're basically saying they're going to offer like a lot of, classic breakfast, French toast, like emphasis on local.
Emphasis on mimosas. Any breakfast
Man,
spot
they do,
has to have an emphasis on the mimosas, bro. You get a badass mimosa lineup. you can attract anyone.
Dude, I'm with you there. So I'm excited. They're projected to open in the spring or the summertime, so we might have to check it out, give them a review.
Heck yeah, I'm down.
And then just like thinking about reviews, you and I actually did a review recently.
Yeah, wasn't that fun? That was cool.
We went to... I'm just kidding. No, we went to Birria El Semáforo in Nampa, and we were treated to an amazing lunch by the owner, and that's a place I definitely want to go back to. But what do you think about the experience?
I thought it was... To be completely frank, I had a little bit of imposter syndrome because this is what we do. We sit down and we talk into a microphone and talk to the internet or whatever we're doing. But at the end of the day, we sell real estate and sell mortgages. You know what I mean? And so it was cool.
Micro-influencer vibes.
Yeah, but it was cool that we were able to put a business on the map. I think we were talking about El Viejon at the time.
Yeah.
And it got a lot of reach.
It did.
And so... if we can do that for our local community, I'm all for it, bro.
100%.
It doesn't matter what we're talking about. If we can hype up our local community and we can get more involvement and just be able to support local businesses, I'm 100% for it. So when that guy reached out, like I felt a little bit of imposter syndrome, like, oh, we're going to go and review a spot or whatever. And he treated us so nice, bro. They gave us the birria ramen. They gave us the torta. They gave us the tamales. They gave us every single agua fresca.
I'm still thinking about it.
And they didn't charge us a dang thing. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I felt bad I had to go back and leave a $50 tip just because like I wanted to make sure that we took care of the ladies at least that were serving us. But he didn't want us to pay for any of our meal. He just really wanted the exposure and wanted to treat us nicely and like give us his story. And I think that was probably... the food was fantastic. The aguas frescas were fantastic. But the coolest part of that experience was sitting down with that dude and just him telling us like his passion for the food.
Yeah.
How he came to be.
The recipe.
Exactly, like, bro. It was so much fun to just sit there and listen because you could tell he had passion for what he was doing. Yeah. And that was the coolest part, bro. So if you haven't been to Birria El Semáforo over by the Idaho Center, definitely check it out. They have a food truck over here on, 16th and 2nd Street, I think, in downtown Nampa. So that's where they started, in that little food truck there. Food truck is fantastic, but if you want to go and sit down, definitely check out El Semáforo by the Idaho Center before the summer concert series. Go check it out. They're going to build a bar next door. They're working on that. He showed us the bar next door too. That was cool. So definitely go check those guys out because they treat us with nothing but respect, and I want to show them mad love because it was cool.
Mad love, nothing but respect. Food was 10 out of 10, and that was awesome.
That's the best part of it is that we could hype it up. And the food was that good. The food really was that good.
Oh yeah, it was great.
The tamal was good.
Something different. I love it.
The ramen was good. So like they take that birria and they make everything with it. So it was a cool experience, man. I was definitely excited for it.
I haven't announced it yet, but we actually have been reached out by another business to come and give them a shout out. But leave
it as a surprise. Don't tell anybody yet.
I'm not going to say anything yet, but I'll talk to you about that after. But just speaking, and part of what you said is we have a lot of passion for our jobs as well. And so when we see somebody just as passionate talk about that stuff, it hypes us up. And I'm like, dude, I just want to hype you up and, shout you out as much as possible. But moving on to the next topic, you're a Nampa local, and have you ever been to the movie theater, that Edwards, right by where JCPenney is in that square area?
It used to be one of my favorite spots. I mean, I could tell why it went out of business. There was just never... It was crazy because when they first built that section, it was supposed to be cool. Like the village
like the district,
area.
right?
Like the village, the district that they're doing over there on 10 Mile. That was kind of what it was meant to be when it first started.
Like the bridge between Nampa and Boise.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I think they just maybe got a little bit ahead of themselves.
Yes,
it was just timing. Because they had the space is great. That whole area is great. They put in the Edwards Theater. They put in a JCPenney. They put in a Macy's was over there for a while. They did all sorts of fun stuff in that area. Yeah. And then little by little, it just didn't quite make it. And every time I would go to that movie, that was one of our favorite places to go to the movies because you could go.
Proximity too.
You could go on a Wednesday, and you'd be the only person in the theater. Which, good and bad. That's cool for us. Sad, cool for us for the experience of going and have like a whole theater to ourselves, but also sad for the business. Like, I'm a big moviegoer, man. I love going to the movies. That's something that I don't want to lose that. Yeah. And we've kind of lost that a little bit because of streaming and the way of the world that we've kind of moved on from that. COVID really hurt us, and it's like been a long time trying to come back from that. Right. But I'm a huge fan of going to the movies. It makes me a little bit sad that theater is no longer going to be there. Yeah, it's no longer going to be there. As reported, it's going to be completely demolished. They're taking down the whole building? Yeah. And I actually go to the gym. There's a Villa Sports right by there, and I drive by there, 2-3 times a week. And each time I drive by there, more sections are being destroyed. That's crazy. You would think they'd be able to like turn it into something else.
Well, hey, you just led me perfectly into this next point, is that they're going to tear it down and then build new commercial space for retail or for potential apartments. So they're going to kind of rework the area. They're not fully giving up on it. And like, I thought it was interesting you said that maybe they were too ahead of their time, because I think I agree with that. I don't think this district project at 10 Mile would have been as successful as it is now if this was like 12 years ago. You know what I mean? I think it was the right timing.
They needed the staple. The staple is Shields. Something
that would attract people, dude.
Shields was such a game changer around here because we didn't have anything like it in the valley. We had Cabela's, we had Bass Pro Shops, we had different things like that.
That's nothing.
Exactly. Dude. You go to even bigger cities, go to Salt Lake, go to Los Angeles, go to Portland, go to Seattle, wherever you're going to go.
Staple stores.
And you go to one of these Bass Pro Shops, I mean, they're these giant, freaking cool experience stores that you can go to. And so Shields was that for us. Like, we didn't have anything like that yet.
Spent way too much money.
And it was cool that they put Shields at the 10 Mile versus Shields like in Boise.
Yeah.
Because it brings people. It brings people there. So now that Shields is there, now that's like the foundation of being able to now draw people, draw traffic.
100%.
And now right across the border, right across the right across the street, right across the street, they're putting this place called the District in there. So I'm excited for what's to come. But you're right. I think the Garrity location there was probably just a little bit ahead of its time, man.
Dude, yeah, I think so too.
But they're still doing cool stuff. Like me and Liz just went to
They have a rock climbing place or like a jump gym or something.
Yeah. My kids have a membership to the trampoline park that's over there. I think it's called Defy.
Is it maybe? Like a jump time type of thing? Family friendly vibes?
Yeah, I mean it's a trampoline park. You go in there and it's all trampolines everywhere and foam pits and. I mean, it's cool, but it's for kids.
It's good
for the most part.
Yeah, I used to go to stuff like that when I was a teenager. I remember jump time.
Yeah, bro, I'm not trying to sprain my ankle out there. No way.
You're too unk now, bro. Actually, you're OG now, bro. You're not even unk anymore.
But yeah,
sad.
The location is definitely still a good location, so I'm excited to see like what they do with it because the real estate there seems like it's prime location.
Well, dude, off the freeway, you have access to both ends of the Boise, Caldwell. Boom, dude, it's a great location.
And the residential area. The problem is the residential behind there is like all apartments.
It's apartments,
behind the Winco, behind like everything's apartments.
But it depends on what side you go. If you go towards the opposite end of that, it's all big lots and like, you know, people that just live a slower pace. They're just more low key.
Yep.
So it just depends. But speaking of growth and what we're seeing, it's being reported that CWI might be adding sports. Imagine if CWI adds sports. Like, how do you feel about our community college, little old CWI? Finally entering the game, stuff like that.
I think it's dope for sure. I mean, it's anything that we can do to expand the entertainment options around here. We went recently, this last week. Shout out Idaho Vandals. They just won the Big Sky Championship, and we got. I
knew you were gonna say something,
but we got. They got
you guys, though.
They got a dance. They got a shot at the dance, man. They're gonna go to the tournament.
Both women's and men's.
That's
so cool.
But we had a chance to go to one of the playoff games. We went to the Boise Center on the Grove like last week, and it was a lot of fun, man. Tickets were probably a little overpriced, $75 or something for a playoff game. Like it was okay. Yeah. But it was super fun to go to that, go to the Boise Center on the Grove, go get to watch a local college team play in a big time championship game. Like they were deep into the playoffs. We saw like the semi. Whatever the semifinals, yeah, it was the game before the finals.
There you go,
and it was dope. So if CWI can come into something like that, and they're probably going to bring, I would imagine, soccer.
Yeah, soccer I think is easy to not easy, but you can implement it faster than football. You know what I mean?
Soccer, baseball,
maybe
probably
volleyball,
things like that. Football, they're probably not going to have. I would imagine. One, it's expensive.
Way too expensive.
The facilities that you have to have, the equipment that you have to have, being able to recruit players away from somebody like Boise State. So they'll probably have baseball, they'll probably have soccer, they'll probably have volleyball. But I think it just adds to the options that we're going to have here. Like we got the Boise Hawks, we got the Idaho Steelheads. We're actually going to a Steelheads game too in like a week or two. I haven't been to a Steelheads game in forever, but we got tickets to go to a Steelheads game.
Those are fun.
So we're finally getting some real options. We talked about the professional soccer team that's coming in.
They won their first game. Shout out AC Boise.
I didn't even know they had a game yet.
Athletic Club Boise. Yeah, they played this last Saturday. They beat a team in Florida.
Not at home yet.
Not yet. They're at home this April, first week of April.
We should go to the first home game, bro.
Well, AC Boise, if you're listening to this, why aren't tickets like single game tickets open? Because I can't find any.
They're not out yet?
No, I've been looking.
Yeah, we should go to that.
I've heard from a season ticket holder that they're sold out for the first game, and maybe they'll release single.
How the heck are they sold out if they weren't even available yet?
That's what I'm asking, dude. So I need answers, guys.
Yeah, give me some tickets.
But back to CWI, I think it's great for entertainment options, but I think it's also cool for like school pride. So if you go to CWI, it gives you more, want to go there and maybe like not feel like, oh, I go to CWI. I go to CWI. You know what I mean? Like
pride. They just took over the Idaho Center too.
Yeah, so they're making a lot of good moves.
Yeah.
Like I see you guys. I see them.
Do you think the Idaho Center was part of that move? Like maybe they're going to use the Idaho Center,
long-term strategy, maybe.
Idaho Center for basketball games, Idaho Center for different sporting events like that.
I think we're like making really good speculations right here because like this is like maybe what they could have been the long-term plan. Yeah. Because in the report it was that they're hiring an athletic director. So I mean they're making moves towards that.
Yeah.
So cool. That's exciting stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
But let's just talk about. We're back to real estate and what we do. So let's do like a quick pitch on. Obviously, we do this podcast for entertainment value and just to inform the viewers like what is happening in our area. But ultimately, we want to build trust with you, the viewer, that he's a lender, I'm a real estate agent. That we're here to help you, guide you, and whatever questions you have, whether you think it's dumb or whether you think it's right or wrong, we're here to help. So we're here to help and bridge the gap between knowledge. So like that's just my pitch to you guys. Like I want to build trust with y'all, and I hope that through watching us talk about what's happening, you can eventually ask us a question such as that.
Yeah, we do this. I mean, obviously, I work in mortgage, you work in real estate, and we do this type of podcast where we're trying to shout out local areas because this is the area that we live in, and this is we want to be local area experts.
Yes, exactly.
Because that's what. Yeah, I got to know what's going on in the interest rates. I got to know what's going on in the world as far as what's affecting home prices and what's affecting interest rates. But at the end of the day, what the viewers want to know, what the people who are moving in from out of state, from California, from Oregon, or even somebody who's trying to move from Caldwell to Boise or Boise to Caldwell, they want to know what's going on. They want to know, what's cool in the area, what cool restaurants are coming, what type of growth is coming, especially if you're coming from out of state. They want to know what the job opportunities are around here, what the economy is like. So when we sit down and we talk about this podcast, we're talking about fun topics that we want to talk about, cool taco spots to go eat at or whatever it might be. But at the end of the day, what we're trying to provide is value and knowledge about the area. We want to be your local area experts, but also your subject matter experts. Kevin's your number one guy that you're going to reach out to if you have any questions concerning real estate. And I want to be your guy that you have any questions about mortgage or where interest rates are headed, and just have that conversation, because at the end of the day, we're just here to help. We don't want to come off salesy. We don't want to have a pitch, because that's not necessarily what we're here for. I think Kevin and I both share this sentiment as provide the most amount of good and business will come. So I'm not sitting here looking for business and doing this podcast because we're trying to hopefully get business out of it. At the end of the day, if we just put as much amount of good out into the world, hopefully good will come back to us. And I truly believe that.
Yeah, and I want to piggyback off of putting good into the world, because I think we try to make these topics at least as informative as possible. And going back to what you said on value, I think that's all we try to just turn out with our content. So we hope that you get as much value as possible from this, and that you can hit us up if you ever have any questions, or if you want us to come review a restaurant, whatever, we're down for anything. Just hit us up.
So, but speaking of, I want to talk about what's actually going on in the market. Let's talk about our
actual business. What are we doing?
Man, rates were it was tough, because going into the last couple of weeks, we were finally heading in the right direction.
Yeah, we were seeing under 6, and I was like, "Hey, Patrick, like 5.98."
Yeah, you saw all the headlines, and the funny part is all the realtors are always just looking at headlines. They don't see the mortgage rates daily like we see. They don't do what we do.
I see headlines,
and so most realtors, they see headlines, and that's what they're promoting. Oh, rates are the lowest they've been in 3 or 4 years, or whatever. And I'm not sitting here trying to spread fear or anything like that, or spread negative news, but typically when it's already in the news cycle, it's already too late. Like, we were coming down. Yes, we were seeing the lowest rates we had seen in quite some time. Mm-hmm. And then the conflict with Iran happened, and all of a sudden, rates are going back up. And people might ask, like, what does a war on the other side of the world have to do with interest rates on my house? Yeah. But it usually comes down to probably inflation would be my guess, because whatever's going on in the Middle East right now is definitely affecting oil prices.
Yeah, if you've seen macroeconomics and
oil prices have shot up. If oil prices are up, that's one of the biggest things that us as consumers have to deal with.
Energy cost goes up.
Exactly. So energy cost, fuel costs go up. If that's continuing to go up, it's going to put pressure on inflation again. And what
things get more expensive.
We've been battling inflation nonstop
the last 5 years.
Yeah, since COVID and all the stimulus packages that came out, all we've been trying to do is battle the inflation.
Get back to 2%.
That's why interest rates have been 6 and 7% and 7.5% to try to get inflation to come back down.
Yep.
With oil prices skyrocketing and inflation going back up, how do we battle that? Rates go in the other direction. It makes it more expensive to borrow money. Dang. They want more people. They want less, not necessarily that they want, but that's kind of the
natural.
Yeah, the natural cost and effect of what's happening. Inflation's going up. Rates are going up with it.
Yeah,
that's typically what happens. And so until we can get far enough away from this conflict, and who knows what's going to happen. I mean, they've said in the news that it might be a couple weeks, it might be a couple months. Whether you're on the red side, the blue side, whatever, doesn't really matter. But however long this takes is going, it has more effects. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think one thing you mentioned right there is people hopefully need to realize that there will be ripple effects with whatever side you're on, and it will have a direct effect on it, on the mortgage industry. So yeah, I mean, I think everything you said is very knowledgeable, and I think it encapsulates the broad view of what is happening. You know what I mean?
It also doesn't mean though that now's not a good time to buy.
Oh my gosh, it's going crazy right now.
It just means that you need to be knowledgeable, and that you can't. It just means you can't time the market. We had a dip for about a week.
Yeah.
And then it came right back up.
I think it also brings up another good point. I think that you shouldn't be super stuck in the headlines. Talk to somebody like yourself who can actually, break down your situation instead of, being like, oh my gosh, like this conflict's going to screw me. Like prices are going up, and like putting yourself in a bubble as opposed to reaching out and being like, hey, this is my situation. Can I actually qualify? You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of consumers don't even realize that rates can change in the same day.
Exactly.
That we get repricing in the same day. If all of a sudden, it's just like looking at the stock market. Anybody who's involved in the stock market and buying Tesla stock or whatever, you'll see Tesla stock go up and down in the same day. Prices move. The same thing happens in rates.
Yeah.
And a lot of consumers don't understand that. Like, I might quote something in the morning that might not be valid by the afternoon. That happens.
Yeah.
And so if you want to get the best knowledge, don't rely on headlines. Call your local experts and let them guide you through the process, because that's what we're here for.
Exactly. And it's important to be in the know of what's going on, whether it's nationally here, but when it comes down to getting factual, on the spot knowledge about your situation, exactly what you said.
Yep.
But man, I think that kind of wraps up everything. I think we had a great little episode. What do you think?
We got a back-to-back episode day today, right?
Yeah, so I think
you're going to see me in a new shirt after this.
This wraps up this episode 4, or hopefully...
Episode 4, I think.
Okay, let's call it episode 4. Episode 5 will be next. Let's go, bro.
All right, buddy. Good shit.